Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live. My name is Laura Betts. I am the Oxygen Lady. And tonight's topic is on hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Do I have to clear my ears every dive? So I do a live every Monday at about 6 o'clock and cover a variety of topics in diving and hyperbaric medicine. That is my original area of expertise, and my own personal health journey is ultimately what led me to found Hyperbarics RX. And you can check out our videos. We do them every week. We have a neat collection of a lot of past topics, and you can check them out under the video section on our page. So, as always, great to have you here. And this is also an opportunity, by the way, to ask questions real time in the chat. So you can ask us your natural health questions. You can ask us your questions about hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Again, it's an interesting thing, the industry. I grew up in the diving and hyperbaric industry. Everything we know about modern hyperbaric medicine originates from treating scuba diving injuries. So that foundation there, I literally grew up in the industry. And there is such a barrier to entry to hyperbaric medicine. Being inside industry, originating as a mixed gas scuba diving instructor, this is stuff that was commonplace. In fact, that's the whole reason why I founded Hyperbarics RX in the first place, the miracle of hyperbaric medicine that is the reason why I'm able to share this information with you. That happened because I had access to clinical hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And that was as a result of my scuba diving career. It kind of a little odd there in the circumstances. So if it wouldn't have been for that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how things would have gone. So creating the opportunity for other people to have the same experience that I had. And it's a kind of neat all the way around. So it's really great to be able to share this topic with you, share this data with you, and give you some education about hyperbaric oxygen therapy. As with many industries, as the industry grows, it catches a wide range of different people. So there are people in the industry that are not long-time dedicated professionals like myself. There are people in the industry that are just trying to make a fast buck on the next trend. And, for me, this is my life. This is my life's work. Hyperbarics RX is an ANDI research facility. So I'll tell you a little bit more about what we do here. So again, tonight's topic, do I have to clear my ears every dive? I find it so interesting at times, the same questions that we get over and over again. And as a diving instructor, as somebody that acclimates people to pressure, and I've done this in my entire life. The first time you're in the pool, we're teaching the person how to clear their ears when they're diving down underneath the water. We teach this to little kids in snorkeling classes. So the idea that somebody may have experienced hyperbaric oxygen therapy and never been taught proper equalization techniques, never had something that's so basic and so straightforward explained to them, there's a little bit of a disconnect there, but it is another example of why you want to come to an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility, and it's a reason why you want to have your hyperbaric sessions administered by an ANDI Certified chamber operator. There is a really big difference there. And I hope you never have the negative to compare it to. And I hope this information, if you are struggling, if you are having some challenges, I hope I give you some tips and tricks over the next few minutes on how to clear your ears and how to respond to pressure. Again, we do topics every week. And last week we did hyperbaric oxygen therapy, or the benefits permanent. And I talked about some of the nuances of a personalized dive plan and how to best apply the modalities. So I encourage you to check that out. There's some facility level information in there, as well as end user information as well. Again, let me just take a moment and formally say hi. Again, my name is Laura Betts. I am founder and facility director of Hyperbarics RX down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Florida. And in order for you to do a hyperbaric session in one of our chambers, you do need to be physically present. However, we do telehealth all over the world. So our quantum nutrition programs, we have people that are doing hyperbaric under other circumstances. They may have their own system, and we're doing telehealth on the additional support. Again, oxygen is the big component in all of the chemical reactions and factors, but it's not the only component. Again, if you're looking to do hyperbaric oxygen therapy locally, we're located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, right off of Commercial Boulevard, and give us a call to make an appointment. And if you're looking for consulting or telehealth, again, just give us a call at 954-749-9998 and we'll get you taken care of. For those of you that are listening to this on the replay, I am a member of the ANDI Diving and Hyperbaric Medical Board. ANDI Hyperbarics RX is an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility. I also sit on another medical board. I'm Vice President of Substance Abuse Programming and Protocol Integration for the International Hyperbaric Medical Foundation. So really neat stuff there. And we are not only an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility, but we're an ANDI Hyperbaric training and research site. So we have a lot more information. Some of the research that is literally being done right now, the data is being published as we speak. We are already applying here real time in our clinic, creating the absolute best opportunity for efficacy. In some of my other videos, I've talked about the importance of a proper personalized dive plan, and we are the first and only holistic hyperbaric center of its type in the world. Not only are we an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility, not only do we have almost 2 decades of helping people get their life back, restore their health naturally, and perform for example, performance enhancement and anti-aging biohacking using hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Not only have we been doing that for almost 2 decades, we now have incorporated quantum nutrition testing into our programs and protocol here. And we got an incredible efficacy record before, and now it's even more dramatic. So really neat. There is a conference coming up in December called Quantum Leap. It's in Orlando. I'll be presenting some of these case studies at the conference. It is the only holistic conference of its type in the world. So if you are a practitioner, if you're another ANDI facility, we would love to have you there. And of course, it's just really great information all the way around. Again, we are an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility, and there really is a big difference. The good news is that there's not a lot of accidents going on in the hyperbaric industry. They're relatively rare, so there isn't an awful lot of enforcement. But the problem with that is there's a lot of people that have no training and no certification and may have different intentions on the goal of the therapy than you may have as the chamber occupant, as the patient, as the client receiving the therapy. So really are different here. And again, we are the only holistic hyperbaric center of its kind in the world. What we are doing by incorporating quantum nutrition testing with ANDI facility protocols is really quite profound. And we would love to help you reach your health goals, rebalance your health naturally. If you're struggling with symptoms, again, I encourage you to give us a call. So let me get into tonight's topic and again, talk a little bit about clearing my ears every dive. So in hyperbaric oxygen therapy, the liquid spaces of the body, liquids themselves, they're not compressible. Now, when we are increasing pressure, right, the bar in hyperbaric, hyper, more, bar, pressure, atmosphere, pressure is what we're referencing there. So we are increasing pressure. And when we do that, it affects the air-filled spaces of our body. Now, again, the human body is predominantly liquid, but for example, the sinuses are air-filled spaces of the body. The lungs are air-filled spaces of the body. And there is an area behind the eardrum, something called an eustachian tube. The eardrum separates the inner ear from the outer ear, and that area there is an air pocket as well. And when we increase the pressure of the hyperbaric chamber, what ends up happening is an uneven application of pressure. That's the reason why you have sensations in your ears when the chamber pressure is increasing. That's the reason why, for those of you that have flown on an airplane, when you feel the airplane landing and you feel that pressure increase in your ear, that's a great example of an uneven application of pressure. And when it's out of balance, that's when we have the sensation. And it's important that we use proper equalization techniques in order to rebalance the pressure, in order to address the squeeze. Now, the neat thing about how we do hyperbaric oxygen therapy here at Hyperbarics RX is we have ANDI certified chamber operators that are right there on the dials as we're bringing the chamber up to pressure. We're looking at you, we can see you, you can see us, we can communicate effectively. So first of all, we're never going to take you past a point that you're not acclimated to the pressure. Now, for some people, they've never really done equalization techniques before. Now, if you get somebody, for example, who's a scuba diver and who goes scuba diving all the time, clearing your ears, balancing the pressure going scuba diving is very similar in technique to balancing your ears in a hyperbaric chamber, and very similar in technique to balancing your ears when the plane lands. So we're very good at doing that, and they would probably find it to be a little bit easier. But for a lot of people, they may not have had to clear their ears before. They may not have been in a situation where they had big differences in pressure. So you do have to clear your ears every time, but as you do more hyperbaric sessions, there is some muscle memory that happens. It does tend to get easier. Here at Hyperbarics RX, we have a joke because it's really common somewhere around the fifth or sixth session with us, we'll get something along the lines of, did we go to the same pressure today? And yeah, it was the same dosage. It was the same profile. We didn't make any changes today. Why do you ask? Oh, because it didn't feel as strong today. And that's a really good example of somebody acclimating to the pressure, becoming more natural with equalization techniques. You'll see some of our more experienced divers, people that have been coming to us for a long time, people that are on maintenance schedules for their hyperbaric protocols, people that are in our wellness program, so they just routinely dive once, 2, 3 times a month or so. And you'll see that they essentially are just swallowing. They don't even need to do the pinch your nose and blow. The fancy term for that is called Valsalva. And they're just so acclimated to the pressure, sometimes they fall asleep before they even reach target pressure. So one of the neat things, the differences about our clinic is we do teach equalization techniques. It's not assumed that the person is able to clear their ears. We ask questions to determine your level. And yes, if your eardrum is healthy, unless there's a hole in your ear that's not supposed to be there, or that somebody put there very specific on purpose, you're going to have to clear your ears. There will be some pressure changes as the chamber comes up to pressure for about the first maybe 10 to 15 minutes or so of the beginning of the hyperbaric session. You'll feel some pressure changes in your ears, and you'll need to perform an equalization technique to respond to that. And then at the end of the hyperbaric session, again, you'll feel some changes in your ears as we return back to the surface. But usually, people don't need to clear on the way up. The hinge actually opens outward, so the expanding air takes care of it. but some people may need to swallow. And we have a whole tool bag full of tips and tricks to, one, personalize the pressurization cycle, and two, give you knowledge, give you training, give you equalization techniques so that you can properly perform a hyperbaric session and that it's a great experience for you. As somebody who has such a strong personal narrative with hyperbaric, as somebody who, again, I wouldn't be here sharing this information with you. I wouldn't have this facility. I wouldn't be a natural health practitioner if I didn't have access to hyperbaric oxygen therapy. It is an absolute game changer for me in recovering. And again, I have a video where I do a whole thing on this. And then where I am now is maintaining my health. And it's just really cool to be able to feel so good and to not have pain. And other people my age, I hear the things that they're dealing with, and I just shake their head. I don't have any of that. I don't take a single prescription medication. There's not many people over the age of 50 that can say that, especially not in America. Well, about 70% of Americans are taking at least 4 prescription medications. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy there. But I digress a little bit. My point in this is that it's such an amazing thing, and it does so much all at the same time. And to have a scenario where somebody turns away from hyperbaric, they give up on hyperbaric oxygen therapy, they stop doing the therapy because they essentially aren't able to clear their ears, that's a really frustrating thing. Unless there's something seriously structurally wrong with the ear, and that's like super, super rare. Most people, the issue is technique and how quickly the pressure is being loaded. So a chamber operator, this is a whole part of a cool part about a certified chamber operator. A chamber operator is loading the pressure. So we're increasing the pressure slowly, giving the person an opportunity to balance their ears and essentially create an opportunity to take advantage of some of the anti-inflammatory benefits that hyperbaric oxygen therapy has to offer. A lot of the big issues with the ears are coming from chronic inflammation. They're coming from the lymphatic system essentially being overloaded. The toxin bucket is overflowing. We've got some stuff going on. We've got some root causes that aren't being addressed. And all of that essentially makes some chronic issues that make it more challenging to clear their ears. A lot of chronic allergies, the root causes aren't being addressed. So somebody that might be able to do hyperbaric oxygen therapy, if we help to rebalance their microbiome a little bit, and we gave an opportunity to acclimate to the pressure a little bit. Again, it's got some super powerful mechanisms here that are really complementary and over time build on each other. So while we will have to clear our ears every dive, we're going to get better at doing it. And it may be a little bit more challenging in the beginning for some people, but this is part of the reason why you want to be working not only with an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility, but with a holistic hyperbaric center like ours. We've got a whole bunch of natural ways to give you the ability to have absolutely amazing hyperbaric sessions. So I hope this information was helpful. I hope it gave you a little heads up and answered one of the common questions that we get. And of course, we look forward to seeing you here on our diving schedule, or we look forward to talking with you over telehealth, or both. So again, if you're struggling with symptoms, if you have questions about hyperbaric oxygen therapy, if you're doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy and not seeing the results that you've thought, if you're looking for hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help you with your chronic condition, again, our Holistic Hyperbaric Center is the only facility of its kind in the world, and we would love to help you. So our number at the office is 954-749-9998. Again, send us a message or reach out to us by phone, and I look forward to seeing you at next week's live. Again, if you're listening to this on the replay, thank you so much. It's been absolutely amazing. My name is Laura Betts, again, Facility Director here at Hyperbarics RX. I am the Oxygen Lady, and safe and happy diving.